Hi guys, how you doing? Oh, new year, new stuff going on. What a hot mess. Anyway, here we are. This is my planner. I showed you, I think I called it A6 before, but I found recently that it's sort of personal size. Kerry Harling did an amazing video on getting started. And I can't add to that. Well, I can add to it. I can add my go at it. I just think the best way to get started, like Kerry said, this outside, yes, it's important. You've got to excuse the plovers making all the racket under the sun. I think the best thing you can do is get a plain book. You know, whether it's grid or lined or nothing in it, and just start planning in that. Like Kerry said, write everything down in that and you'll figure it out. Do you like to see the month? Do you like to see what's coming up? Or do you like to see a week? Or do you write everything one page for one day, one page for a day, and you need to see all that? You'll figure it out as you go along. Write it all down in a book, in a plain old book, and see what you need. You'll figure it out, trust me. So I'm just going to show you how I worked it out. I haven't got my glasses on, so I won't be able to see a thing. I like to be able to see a month to review. This is my, I've got to write something down and get it in, and that's where I do it, in here. Write it in here, and then I can go back later and put it in there. If this is messy, I'd rather it not be, but excuse me, sometimes it might be. Just write things down in it and go from there. Now, I was on a week on 2 pages, but then I found I needed notes somewhere, you know, just stuff I wanted to write down. It might not have been important. Well, everything's important. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so here, like there's a movie I want to watch. And there's a meeting that's coming up, but it was an email, so I just wrote it in here. And back here, there's some something. See this little green flag? That's something to do with the kids that I'll want to revert back to later. Hubby will ask me, Mr. T. He'll ask me. And so this is just drawn up. It's a blank book. All it is lined. I do like grid better. So I'll just show you a blank page. So I just worked it out. I figured out that my weekends, I don't plan much. And if I want to remember what I've done, I can stick it in there. Like if we go to the market, I can stick it in there. There's no trouble with that. So my weekdays are usually the busy because I'm the one that's not at work as much as hubby. So I can do a bit more with the kids and things like that. So it's 3 lines each weekday and 2 lines for the weekend and a blank page beside it. And it works perfect. But the only thing is I had to work that out as I went along. I needed notes, and I thought there is no way on God's green earth that I can fit everything in. I do. I end up with space because I don't put down to-do lists. If I've got to do something, it goes in here. If it's a to-do list that it can be for the week, I can write it in here. I'll just section off a little piece here, write it down with some, I've got this. Now, you might not want to use these, use something like this. Well, I've lost it all now. Good job, Grace. So here, I got this little thing, and these little squares, they're supposed to be a colon, are perfect for the squares for a to-do list. Actually, I use it on everything except for my monthly. See here, squares for today, Bible study and going to visit a friend. So I use that. you know, there's always something around that you can use. You don't have to go buy things. You might be good at drawing squares. You might not want squares. You might want circles. You might not want anything. You might just want to write it down. Get a blank book. Start writing it out. Figure out what works for you. You might get a blank book and think, okay, this week I'm going to do a day to a page. So off you go then. So you get your blank book, you write down today's date. I think it's the 29th of January, and anything that comes up you write in there. 30th of January, anything that write, and you go along. And you think, I didn't really like that. So you go, all right, let's set up a week to 2 pages. So you divide 3 here, 4 there, or whatever you want. Oh, I like that, but I don't have anywhere to plan for next week or the week after. So you try the bullet journal down, you know, the 1 to 31, and then you write that. Not enough room. So then you try a monthly overview. Love that. So you figured it out. Just in a blank book, it doesn't matter. You can work on what you like. You might be like Kerry, and you might need a to-do list as you go along, and it's the weekly chart, and you might want to tick things off as you go along. You might have done it on a Tuesday, so you tick that one off the Tuesday, and that's what you might need. Just play for a few weeks, play for a month, play for 2 months. It's about finding what works for you. It's not about, I get sucked in. And especially with the journals. And Kerry's advice is right. Look at everything. Don't just look at rings. Don't just look at traveller's notebooks. Don't just look at this, that and the other. Look at everything and figure it out from there. But don't get sucked in. I get sucked in. Mine's not pretty. I pretty it up beforehand. So this is February's colour. Let me move that. This is February's colour. So that's how I do it. If I want to pretty it up, I might put a sticker in or something like that. After, maybe afterwards. But my pretty is my journal. I make my journal, so I don't need to have, my planner can be for planning, and that's it. So just play. Don't get stressed about it. It's not going to be the end of the world if you don't get it right the first time. That's what your blank book is for. Personal, I love. I can carry it. It's not too heavy. I can have my planner, my journal, and a few other books in there if I want. And I can work with that. So don't get stressed. Try it out. Have a look at the different systems. Have a look at a week to 2 pages and see, right, I'm going to try this for a week, see if I like it. There might be parts of it you like. You might be like me and you find, I need that page there. What am I going to do? Well, I'll try this. So just play in your book. Until you finish that book, play. Have a go. Set it up for the week. You might hate it. You know what I do if I hate something? I put a page out, get out a page that fits it and glue it over the top. Works perfect. And blank inserts, undated inserts. If you find what you like, I find undated inserts are godsend because I can put in my monthly overview over the top of a week. And then keep going. I don't have to worry about, because I like mine in between. I don't have to worry about the dates because I'm dating it myself. I know what I like now. If things ever changed, then I got busy at home, or, if I don't know how Kerry does it. I don't know how she does it with all those kids, and she plans, and she's, things, like she said, things do fall through the cracks, but just play. That's my advice. I'm no expert. I love planning. I love writing down. I talk to hubby and say, hey, is there anything going on this week that I need to know about? And my daughter, she even texts me and she goes, what's your planner's name this week? Write down, we're coming for tea this day. So all the kids know too. But play. Don't make it so serious. It's not serious. It is serious because we need to know what we're doing. But it's not the end of the world if you don't like something. And if you use a blank book and you not buying inserts straight away, or you don't go out and spend, I don't know, $50 on an Erin Condren that you hate, at least you know then. But if you play with it first, you might like the boxes like Erin Condren. You might try out that. And you might love it. Then go and spend your money on an Erin Condren. But for me, I'm not one to go out and spend a heap of money on something and then might not like it. I just think it's not fair on the family. So I try it first, and then I played and I found my system. I will be getting blank, undated week to a page with a grid here coming soon. And I've been trying it. Try it for a month. Try it for a week. You know what you'll know what you like. Go and get a composition book. Have a look at Pocketful of Vintage. Go get a composition book and try that. You know, I think we are all about, we've got to get it right the first time. No, we don't. It's not a mistake if you don't get it right the first time. It's just that you've learned something and you've worked out that that's not for you. So have a go, see how you go, and let me know. I'd love to know if you worked it out and if you've found what your mojo is, as I call it. So if you have any questions, leave them down below or on A Graceful World on Facebook, or you know all the deals, all the stuff where everything is. But play. Don't get so sidetracked on it has to be right the first time. Okay, I've rambled for 12 and a half minutes now. I hope that helps. I will go through my journal. I think that's another place where you can get bogged down by other people's ideas. So I'll go through that later on. All right. Don't forget to be all you're created to be. I'll see you later. Bye.